The idea is that you transcribe the phonetic symbols from the spoken word and add the intonation markings and the word group boundaries. I want to give you plenty of time to do this, so I'll read each of these sections of this piece of writing. I'll read them each 6 times, and then maybe go through them again at the end. Do you go to concerts very often? 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 I suppose you would, living in London. 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 I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. I do. But probably not as often as you'd think. 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 Even with the cheapest seats. 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 An evening out can cost quite a lot. 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 A lot of good concerts are on the radio anyway, aren't they? A lot of good concerts are on the radio anyway, aren't they? A lot of good concerts are on the radio anyway, aren't they? A lot of good concerts are on the radio anyway, aren't they? A lot of good concerts are on the radio anyway, aren't they? A lot of good concerts are on the radio anyway, aren't they? Yes, but it's not quite the same as a live performance. Yes, but it's not quite the same as a live performance. Yes, but it's not quite the same as a live performance. Yes, but it's not quite the same as a live performance. Yes, but it's not quite the same as a live performance. Yes, but it's not quite the same as a live performance. Yes, but it's not quite the same as a live performance. Yes, but it's not quite the same as a live performance. Okay, let me read the whole passage through again, quite slowly, and hopefully give you a chance to check through your phonetic symbols and your intonation markings. Do you go to concerts very often? I suppose you would, living in London. I do, but probably not as often as you'd think. Even with the cheapest seats, an evening out can cost quite a lot. A lot of good concerts are on the radio anyway, aren't they? Yes, but it's not quite the same as a live performance. Would anybody like to hear it again? Would it be valuable to hear it again, or would you prefer to just check the answers? Would you like to hear it again? Or are you really sick of hearing it anyway? Now, quite enough of hearing it. So here we've got the first little set that I read you. It's a single word group here. I haven't marked the word group boundaries, but this is one. If there's no word group boundaries marked, this is a single group. Notice this coalescence, do, not do you, but do. The the pattern of the word group is a high head starting on go, with the onset on go, and a low rise running right through here to the end of the tail from the nucleus con. It's concerts with a schwa, and there's some elision in the last word often, so it's not often, it's often. And this little mark here is a mark on the OHP and not an intonation mark, so please ignore it. Everybody happy with that transcription? The next little section I split into two word groups, so with two nuclei, and the first word group had a low pre-head, a high head, and a high fall nucleus on wood, and the second word group had a low head and a low rise nucleus. So, I suppose you would, living in London. I suppose you would, living in London. And the only other unusual thing about it, I suppose, is that I suppose was elided, so it wasn't suppose, it was spose. I suppose you would. Yeah is the weak form, you would, living in London. The next little group is I do, with a fall rise on the single syllable nucleus, do, and I as a low prehead. And the next one, a single word group again, with a low fall nucleus on think, and a stepping head running down towards it. Also notice the elision in probably, and this time in often we got the full value for the alveolar in the middle. It wasn't often, it was often. But probably not as often as you'd think. Everybody happy? Okay. A single word group on the next one. Even with the cheapest seats, that's a rise-fall nucleus on cheap, and you hear that it goes up and then down again before the end of the next syllable, and then the tail is low to the end of the word group. A high head. Even with the, and these two dental frigatives get the full value. It's not with a, it's with the. Even with the. Okay? Can you see the OHP okay? This is two word groups, a falling head followed by a fall rise nucleus. And even now, I notice that there is some lack of release on this last plosive, and in fact a lot of the T's in the passage lack aspiration because they're in between two vowels. But there's no way of indicating that in phonemic transcription. You'd have to go to a narrower form of transcription using little diacritics. And the next little word group is a high head and a high fall nucleus. Can cost quite a lot. I'm pretty sure that when I was reading it I didn't put the T in. Can cost quite a lot. So this, in this environment, the T is elided as it would be 90% of the time, because it's between the two consonants. The next little bit was divided into four word groups. A fall rise on lot, with just a prehead before it. Now, remember the fall rise goes down on the nuclear syllable and stays flat and comes up at the end. A lot of good concerts. And then the next little word group is got the weak form for or, and then on, which never has a weak form, and the weak form the. So are on the radio. We're on the radio. We're on the radio anyway, aren't they? Whole series of high falls. Radio anyway, aren't they? Okay? In the last section, yes, but it's not quite the same as a live performance. Now here we have a sliding head before a fall-rise nuclear tone, a fairly usual combination for a fall-rise. The onset of the head is on not. There's an assimilation here, so you get not quite rather than not quite. Not quite. Yes, but it's not quite the same as live performance. Once again, the nuclear syllable drops, flat tail, and a little rise at the end. Yes, but it's not quite the same as a live performance.